At ease. It's your boy Soul Immortal. Why men crave foreign women. I'll say it again. Why men crave foreign women, right? Now, we've all been on YouTube long enough to have seen, some of the videos when brothers are saying, hey, leave all, American women alone. Like if you want to find, a wife, if you want to find, a suitable partner, then you have to go overseas, brother. Like they'll say, go to Brazil. The women in Brazil will treat you like royalty. Brothers will say, go to Mexico. The women in Mexico, man, will treat you like royalty, like foreign women are better. You know what I'm saying? But are foreign women really better? You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I think that, like if a man grew up in Sacramento, his whole life and just all of a sudden moved to, Fort Lauderdale, I think that man would easily say, you know what, man, I noticed that the women in Florida are better, right? But are they really better or are they just different? You know what I'm saying? Like, as big as Texas is, and y'all that are familiar with Texas, I can be in East Texas, Longview, Tyler, and I can go to El Paso, which is West Texas, brother, and you would think you were a million miles apart, as far as women are concerned, right? I could even go from one side of Dallas to the other side of Dallas and think that some women may be better or different. So are women really better, outside of the country, or are they just different? Now I'll say this, brothers, like in my 20s, and I believe I've mentioned this before, in my 20s, man, I just developed this thing for Middle Eastern women, man. I remember I was in a hospital in Kuwait, and just by me walking down the halls, walking past these women, interacting with these women over the counter, I could sense some trait, man, that was heavy on me, that I could feel heavy, right? And the thing is, I have noticed that same trait on other women with foreign backgrounds, right? Which brings me to today's sponsor, man, LingoPie, which is a language learning platform, right? Now, let me tell you how I learned about LingoPie, right? So, at one point in time, I was looking for an artist to commission. Matter of fact, to paint this picture right here behind me, right? I was looking for a specific, artist with a specific eye, and I found this sister up out of the Midwest, man, and we agreed on terms for her doing this painting behind me. And I can remember when she was here. She came here to paint the picture. I remember hearing her in the hallway painting it, man, and she would be singing. And sometimes she would get frustrated, man, and she would just start speaking in German, right? So, of course, that sparked a whole nother conversation. So we began to talk about, learning languages, and I began to tell her about my challenges. And, brothers, instantly she shut down, man, and put me on game to LingoPie, right? And to be honest, brothers, I fell in love with LingoPie. And this is why I decided to team up with them for this video. Now, there's absolutely nothing I enjoy more in my downtime than a good movie with a good script. Combine that with my desire to learn Spanish this year, and boom, I found the perfect solution. LingoPie is a video-on-demand platform that's changing the way that people are learning new languages, including myself. With massive amounts of movies and short films in a variety of languages and adding more every week, LingoPie is fast-tracking me on my Spanish learning journey. What I like most are the interactive subtitles. Touch the word and get an instant translation. Use the mashup feature and gain access to both English and foreign subtitles. Two features that have catapulted my learning curve are the flashcards and the quizzes. Again, once you tap the word, it instantly creates a flashcard that makes it easier for you to study, while the quizzes ensure that you are in fact learning the language. For those of you who like to slow it down, there's a playback speed feature that allows you to cater the video speed to your learning level. For those of you who want to speak in the same manner as the locals, there's a say it feature that ensures you are pronouncing the words correctly. I'm telling you, LingoPie is next level learning and has become just as important to my international travels as my passport. Click the link, and in addition to a 7-day free trial, my followers will receive a special discount. LingoPie, language learning with real TV. So yeah, I appreciate Marie for putting me on to LingoPie. And this is one of the many things that her and I still talk about today, right? So going back to this trait that I was talking about that I sensed, when I was walking through the hospital halls of Kuwait or interacting with the women over there, right? The same trait that I pick up from women that come from different regions of the world, different backgrounds, right? That trait is femininity, right? But this is the thing. I hear a lot of brothers saying that women in the West or women in the States don't really have femininity. That's not necessarily true, man. And I didn't really understand, the full scope of it until I started interacting with women, outside of the country. I can remember when I went to South Africa. I remember when I spent some time in Cape Town. The first thing I noticed, when I was going out to restaurants, going out to get drinks, going out to, just purchase items, I noticed that there was a slightly different type of femininity, right? And I came to the understanding that it's not that Western women don't have femininity. The difference between Western women and women outside the country or outside the U.S. is that women in the U.S. have selective femininity. In other words, when when most women are highly attracted to a man, then they can hit this switch and be this soft and nurturing type woman, right? Where outside the country, it's like women cut that switch on and they never cut it off. So in other words, you can interact with a woman in a Cape Town, South Africa, or in a Mexico, right? And just your general interaction, your general, ordering your food, ordering your, purchasing items, whatever. She's in full feminine mode. And I think when a lot of brothers leave the country and they feel that, they say that this is better, but it's not better. It's just different. Because let me tell you what else I noticed, man. Experiencing these same type women in Cape Town, seeing these all time, I could also see the other side of the coin. I could also see the women that had Western influence. I could also see the women that carried themselves like women, like women in the States. That wore their hair, that walked, that talked. Their whole demeanor was like women in the States, right? So it's really not a foreign thing. It's really not a foreign. Women are different. It's all about what women are choosing to tap into, And I began to understand this even more with the time I spent in Egypt, right? I remember when I went out there, man, I was hanging with my brother Yusuf. And my brother, man, he's a younger cat, man, but he's a tall, dark, and handsome. He's a ladies' man over there, right? I can remember him and I went to the museum over there. We chopped it up at the museum, spent a lot of time. We would go to restaurants and hang out. And I would always notice that like the sisters over there were like cutting for this brother. Like they were trying to get his attention. They were and he was just like brushing them off. It was nothing to him. He wanted no interaction with them, right? And I can remember we went to an event that night, brother, a boat party, lit, man. We were on a boat party cruising down the Nile River. All the foods you can think of, man. Nice people, nice women. A room full of belly dancers, man. It was just a lit event. And I can remember even there, the women were still trying to push up on Yusuf, man. And he was just like, he wanted nothing to do with it. And I can remember, man, we went up to the top floor, man. We were on the deck, man, where you could just see, you could see Cairo lit up at night, brother. It was an epic scene, right? And I asked him, I said, bro, like you ain't trying to get a wife, like you ain't got a girl, man. And the brother, the brother's whole vibe just changed, as if he was getting ready to give me a long, drawn-out answer. I remember the brother firing up a cigarette. He was a heavy smoker, man. Firing up a cigarette, man, and just said, bro, he said, the women you see, man, the one that in the hijab, the one that look all, modest and all this stuff, he said, brother, these women are not what you think, man. He said, most of these women are gold diggers. He said, most of these women are, and he used another word, but like thoughts, He said, these women aren't what they seem to be, man. And it made me think about the time that I spent back in Kuwait some years ago. I can remember there were some parts of Kuwait where you would go to like certain malls or certain parts of town. And I can remember, man, I remember seeing women being in hijab, being all modest. I remember seeing them going like in bathrooms, coming out, and they would have on like Daisy Dukes and halter tops. And they would go and live that life while they were in that specific part of town, and then they would get back dressed and go back to the city, and it all made sense, man. It all made sense. When brothers say foreign women are different, that's not, or better. That's not true. These women are just simply different. These brothers are just simply seeing a different side or a different version of womanhood, right? But it boils down to, what I've always said, man. I've always said that 95%, of the female population is really not worth entertaining as far as like a wife or a long-term partner, man. I believe this 5% woman, I believe that it extends outside of the West, right? I think that it's just a matter of, what a woman is choosing to tap into, right? So I want to know your opinion, brothers. I want to know your opinion, sisters. Do you think foreign women are better? Or do you think they're just different?